Good day, viewers. Thank you for joining us on Abuja City Journal. On today's episode of newspaper review, we'll be reviewing from different newspaper. But firstly, we'll start from the Guardian. With me today, I have our in-house analyst, presenter, Mr. Patrick Olatubosun. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Nikki.
So we started with the Guardian. Former President Buhari said, I delay removal of petrol subsidy for Tinubu. APC to win election, says Buhari. Our former President Muhammadu Buhari said, broke his silence on the petrol subsidy removal challenge. He left for a successor, saying, had the policy be implemented, an All Progressive Congress, APC, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu would have lost the election. Our former president was trying to let us know that the subsidy was in place before he left the office. I mean, it was announced that we wanted to remove the subsidy, APC would have lost the election.
Yes, yesterday I think that statement came. It was Gabashew that released the statement yesterday as a response to some query that as the people are alleging that why did the former president left the fuel subsidy, that it only took the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration just a few days, because it was announced at the inauguration day that the president made the pronouncement right there at the Eagle Square on that day that fuel subsidy is gone. So we were announcing, why did he have to take the former president so much time? He couldn't even do it. See, Tinubu just did it in a day. But the statement was referring, as in replying to those insinuations, explaining why the president delayed, why the former president delayed the implementation. But of which, if you go through the petroleum industry bill, the PIB bill that was passed by the National Assembly, everything has been included, as in the removal of the petrol subsidy, has been included in the PIB bill that the former president assented to. It's just that the president deliberately delayed the implementation of that particular section, the fuel subsidy removal, because inside the PIB bill itself, the fuel subsidy removal is there already. So the president just delayed that aspect in the order, because when you are the president, you'll be reviewing various security reports every day. The president said even before the election, as a poll was conducted, that it hadn't been the announcement was made during that time, the APC would have lost the election. I mean, some people will say, is that patriotic enough? Because but I think the former president was right, because at times you have to look at the political consideration of this thing. You have to look at the economic consideration, the political consideration also. Because if truly the APC, the former president had implemented that, the APC may have lost the election, which as it was.
It will be glaring,
and he will be held responsible for that action, because the party will be blaming. But why can't you wait and let the incoming administration come and implement it? But the president was explaining yesterday that he delayed the implementation of that particular section, the subsidy removal, so that after the election, the incoming government, whoever win the election, will take the decision. And that is exactly what this president has done. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this is exactly what he has done. That the fuel subsidy now is now gone, and we are facing the consequence of that action.
People were actually saying the president should have told them before he left, our former president. Like, they were supposed to be like, this thing is going to be gone. It shouldn't be a sudden shock.
If you have been following, no, I think if you have been following the event, even before this administration come on board, if you have been following the trend, I could remember vividly the former Minister of Finance, Mrs. Zainab, made it category. It was clear about it that fuel subsidy will be gone by June ending. It was even June ending. This June, but fuel, because if you look at the budget that was presented to the National Assembly, it's just 6 months. The fuel subsidy only cover for 6 months. It's just 6 months. The supplementary budget just 6 months. There is no provision for fuel subsidy from July next month. I didn't mean it was because it was there. If there is no provision for a subsidy, if the government did not make a provision for it, then that means there is no subsidy. That means they did not. That means they only made the provision for June, from January to June. For the remaining part of the year, the second half of the year, they did not make provision for it. I'm referring to the former administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. They did not make provision for from July to December. So it's as if people are not taking note of it. It was clearing that as from July, Nigeria government will cease to be paying subsidies. There is nothing. It's just that maybe people did not see it come. Maybe we were busy with the election.
People were not seeing it coming, and I think a lot of people didn't know.
A lot of people did not know. It's not that the former as in the former regime.
I think a lot of people know. You know, we would have settled our mind. Like our minds would have been there. Oh, subsidy.
Maybe people got carried away. People got carried away with the election noise, the campaign, and everything. Because if you have been following the trend, you have been following the news. The government has been saying it. Even I could remember vividly the former Minister of Finance, Mrs. Zainab, was saying it, that he even said that they will leave the subsidy issue to the incoming administration to make a decision on it, either to continue with it or to discontinue or to end. So she said the incoming administration that the next government will make a decision about the subsidy removal or not, because she said as from July that the government of President Muhammadu Buhari only made a provision from January to June, that there is no provision for subsidy from July to December, that the incoming administration will now have to take a decision on it, either to continue with it or to end it there. That is just I don't think the former, to be fair to the former administration, they did not hide this information from Nigeria. It's just that the people did not, maybe a lot of people did not just.
And the way President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said it on his inauguration day, and it took effect immediately.
I think what happened, if you look at the president made President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he made some pronouncement in France, in Paris, day before yesterday, that even in his inaugural speech, if you look at that speech very well, go and look at it that day, when the president said fuel subsidy is gone, he did not even look at his prepared speech. It's not that they prepare. It was not part of what was written that he should come and read to Nigeria. No, he even said that those who drafted that speech, that inaugural speech, they excluded that subsidy removal of 18. They did not want the president to talk about it, because they don't even know what to do. They excluded that session. But the president, being the man that he is, he just said, okay. He even it took them by surprise, as in those who drafted that speech. It took them by surprise that the president have to go ahead and announce that that fuel subsidy is gone. I think what the president, what President Buhari, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did on that day was just, let's take the bull by the horn. As in, if we are, I don't mean we are waiting till June ending. The tension will be building up. You know how it is. Yes. As in, the tension will be building. As in, there will be fuel scarcity, because the fuel, the dealers, the petroleum, they will want to, as in, to hold the product that they have, so that they can sell it at the higher. I think you have to give it to the president there, because I think we are waiting for the June 30 to end the fuel. Well, as of today, we will not have any fuel again. People will suffer a lot, because those who have the fuel then, though subsidy has been paid on those fuel, they will want to hold as much as possible the product, the petroleum product, so that they can sell at the highest price. And this will cause a lot of pain, pain and anguish to Nigeria. That's what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just did that day. Let's just announce this thing once and for all. Let's see what will come out of it.
And he actually said he wasn't coming back on his on what he said, that he's not coming back on it. If you like protest, if you like
for me, the fuel subsidy issue is just a bitter pill that we just have to swallow at this time, because successive administration will be having this same thing, same pattern every day, like every time fuel subsidy. Now let's see what will come out of it. This current government, they finally removed the fuel subsidy. Now let's move on to the next issue. Let's see what will come out of it. They be complaining that it is because of a lot of money is being budgeted spent for fuel. That's why we are not investing in other sector of the economy, in other the infrastructure, the other, as in, let's now they said they've removed the fuel subsidy. They said they will use the money from the fuel subsidy and channel the money to other sector to it. Then let's see what will come out of it. Let's see.
So moving forward, this one will come from Vanguard. Tinubu wants stigma on drug use removed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on yesterday with the chairman of MTN, they had stuff about drug abuse, and he said people that uses drug a lot, that misuse drug, that they didn't give them when they go outside, or they didn't have surroundings that will help them to stop the drug, and there is no health sector that wants to help them.
I think what the president is saying there is just that the stigma attached to the people that are using, as in the way our society, as in the way our society is, that the stigma, people should remove the stigma from them and give them second chance so that they can integrate themselves back into the society. I agree with him. Because when as in the discrimination that come with it, as in even these people, even when you are not even using the drugs again, as in people will still be pointing at you as, look at him, is that that stigmatization, that discrimination, we have to remove it so that they can come in, so that they can integrate them back to the society, so that they will not feel isolated. People will not be looking at themselves and what would they say, what will people say about me because of their past. So that I think the president just say we should not use their past to judge them, since they are no more doing it again. Since they are no more doing it again, we should not use their past to judge them. We should be able to integrate them back to the society. They are still part of our society. It's not that if you are using our drugs now, after your what they call it, after getting out of it, you are no more using it again. We should not isolate them. They are part of our society. We should not isolate them. We should not discriminate against them. The stigma, we should be able to remove the stigma, as in we should not stigmatize them. I think I agree with what the president said.
Help. And most of them are not even seeking help. And
to me, the drug abuse issue is a very, very complex issue. It's a very, 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 very complex. And in our society today, even among the young ones,
it's actually very much among the
very, very rampant now. I watched a video yesterday.
A TikTok woman.
A TikTok woman that was lamenting, that was crying bitterly yesterday about the effect of drugs.
A lot of men are
a lot of young guys, young guys using it. As in, they are not even, as in, it's as if something is in it that is driving them, because I don't know what you stand to gain by using drugs, as in and misuse it, and this thing gets into you and you not even know what you are doing, and this thing have